the Dork and the Dude.
I'm the dude.
I'm the Dork.
As you can see, the dork's wearing the mask again, guys.
As by virtue of my 7-6 against the spread week, the Dude finished 8-5.
Actually, what did I do here? I think I went a little better than that. Oh yeah, I went 8-5. I'll take that.
Okay. Now seriously, I had a pretty good week. 6-3 on my best bets, 8-5 on my over-unders.
There you go.
The only of the 6 I missed, the only one I feel kind of stupid about is laying 6 points with a team as bad as the Steelers.
I told you,
That
Dork.
was a mistake.
I didn't bet that game because I wasn't willing to lay 6 points with the Steelers.
I didn't bet it. I just picked them in the contest.
Well, let's see who I took them too. It was 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
But I only took it because I had to. I wasn't going to put any hard-earned money on that.
Right.
The Steelers are a mess.
Yeah, they're looking it.
Their defense didn't even come through.
No. Kyler Murray's a good quarterback, and then when they lost Pickett and had to go to Trubisky, game over.
Yeah, it looks like Trubisky for the next few weeks.
So I'm going, like I said, I think I had a pretty good week, so now that the opening is done, I'm taking off the mask.
I don't blame you, Dork. That mask is very uncomfortable, hard to breathe. Okay. Yeah, I went 8-5. I'm in just a straight pick'em pool at a local establishment. I went 10-3, which won the pool out of 60 people. So I thought I had a pretty good week there. But gambling, I had an awesome week. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, we want to really quick get into our dorks and dudes from last week.
Yep, how we did.
Anything? I seem to be a jinx on players.
Or you do a hatchet job on them and they go off.
Pickett, Carr, and Trevor were dudes who all went down.
It's not necessarily you, Dork. It's not just you.
You would really injure a player?
No.
With your voodoo?
No,
come on.
But the voodoo
be better than that, dude.
The voodoo casts a wide net, and the results are unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
And if some cat gets injured because of part of the overall curse, that's just the way it goes, man.
Okay. Well, I had Stafford as a dude. I went against the grain there, and he had a great game against the Browns defense.
He's awesome.
So I'm happy about that. Otherwise, it was kind of so-so on the quarterbacks. I had Geno and Love as dorks, and they went off. I had Herbert as a dork. He was a dork. I had Baker as a dork, and I think he was so-so.
Yeah, I had Tua as a dude. And
I did too, but I'm not even counting him.
Okay, I had Purdy as a dude.
Are we counting them? Purdy's the MVP. I mean,
I hope so, man. I got him 75-1, baby. I was going to talk about that later, but since you mentioned it, Dork, a couple of months ago, and I think I mentioned it on the pod.
I know I mentioned it on the pod. It was a good pick.
Yeah, I threw down $10 on Brock Purdy at 75-1 to win the MVP. Right now, he's the favorite at 3-1, and I'm hoping I cash out for $750 there, Dorkmeister.
I hope you do too. That's a good bet to make.
My running backs dudes weren't really good. I did hit Pittman versus Tennessee as the dude. He went off.
And again, I had Ramondre as a dude. He got injured.
Yeah, he did.
I'm afraid to pick any dudes this week.
Well, especially if they're on your team. You lost Ramondre and Kirk in one weekend.
I know.
I had Taysom Hill as a dude. He scored.
Yeah.
And I had Chargers D, and they went off on New England.
Well, they got a shutout, but you really should give the credit to the New England offense.
True, but a shutout's 20 points in our league.
Yeah.
That makes him a dude.
And, you know what's funny?
What?
That Mac Jones, after a good rookie year, they gave him Matt Patricia as an offensive coordinator, and they're wondering why he didn't develop.
No, it's O'Brien's the offensive coordinator.
No, after
I
hear
you.
third year.
I hear
his second year, and then they got O'Brien now, and
Well,
a messed up old man is
I don't know if
a lost old man
I hear you.
whose great quarterback is gone now and he's helpless. Yeah.
I don't think it'd be quite the same case, but I think you could possibly make a case that if Mac Jones had got drafted and went to the 49ers, he might be looking like fucking Brock Purdy right now.
Well, the rumor is that they debated him and Trey Lance.
Oh, I know. In fact, everybody had them picking Jones until at the last minute they switched off to Lance, and that was a debacle.
Yeah, but who knows? You really, unless we can go to an alternate, what's the word, a metaverse?
There you go.
Where Mac Jones went to the 49ers.
Right.
I think he'd be doing better.
No doubt. And then on my dork, so I had Herbert as a dork. He was.
Justin Herbert.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had Ramondre as a dork. He was.
He was. Because of injury. But.
Yeah. I had Ridley and Kirk as dorks. They were. And that was a bold call against Cincinnati, I thought. And I was right. And then I had KC D as a dork versus Green Bay. And Green Bay just shredded them.
Green Bay looked good.
Green Bay's coming on, man. Oh, that's another thing I want to mention, too. I made a futures bet way back like in April or something that Green Bay would go over 7.5 wins. They're 2 away with 5 to go.
Okay.
And an easy-ass schedule. I'm looking to cash that ticket, too.
Okay.
Yes, Dork?
Not a lot else to say here. My dudes were Ingram and Laporta tight ends.
Ingram played well, and Laporta went off.
Laporta went off.
2 touchdowns.
I had Pickens, and he got injured. I mean, just beware if I call someone a dork. You might want to bench him, or a dude, because a lot of them got injured last week, and maybe I'm getting too near the voodoo stuff.
That's what I'm thinking, Dork. You're driving dudes to the waiver wire just with your fucking picks.
But I also had Pittman, Debo, and Ayuk.
Oh, Debo went off.
I had DK Metcalf as a dork, and he was an obvious dude.
Oh, huge
and
dude.
I'm just gonna stop talking about Mike Evans altogether.
Yeah. You made Metcalf a dork. You benched him, and he went off.
I know.
Well, that's what happens sometimes when you're not thinking clearly for whatever reason, dork. I don't know if it's a curse or what, but
it's the Dallas defense and the fact that Seattle hadn't been able to generate any offense. And
Seattle damn near won that game.
Some of them, they went off.
No, I probably would have benched Metcalf too.
Yeah.
Okay. Waiver wire time, Dorkmeister?
Sure.
It's slim pickings out there, as everybody knows.
It's not bad.
I had a hard time coming up with guys.
Okay. Like I said, the rule for me anyways, under 50% owned.
Yeah.
According to the Fantasy Pros website.
I don't really go by that rule, but
okay.
It's usually true.
Who do you got?
Okay, let's see. Quarterback waiver wire, you're going to look at Jameis Winston, especially since he's playing Carolina this week.
Carolina has a good pass defense.
True.
And Winston is 53.2%, 5.6 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the year.
I
wouldn't touch that clown.
I'd
rather play Will Levis.
I don't believe the guy that was wearing the fucking clown mask 5 minutes ago is calling people fucking clowns. No, you're right. Winston is a clown, but if you're desperate and you're in a 12 or 14 team league and you just lost Trevor Lawrence's ass, you might be looking at a guy like Winston.
Is Lawrence out for?
At least this next week.
Right now, he got the high ankle sprain, but they haven't put him out yet. They haven't declared him out.
Yeah, well, if they bring him, even if they bring him back, he's not playing this week. I would bet on that.
Probably not. It's Cleveland.
If he comes back in 2 or 3 weeks, he's probably still going to be immobile.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got 5 weeks left.
Okay.
Yeah. I've also got Jordan Love if he's still out there.
Jordan Love is under 50%. You got if you have quarterback problems, grab that guy. Make it your priority.
Yep. And I'm even going to stick my neck out and say pick up Jake Browning. He plays Indy this week. Their secondary can be had.
300 yards. Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe Joe Burrow was a system quarterback, right?
Uh,
After
yeah.
watching him,
No, Browning
he
was
looked good. He
he was
looked
a hell
very
of a
good.
college
He,
QB
yep,
at Washington. Uh, he was serviceable,
yep.
and he's got weapons.
And he's got weapons. He's got a good coaching staff.
Yeah,
And it's a team that just knows how to win games.
they
And
do.
they're one to watch the rest of the year.
They showed it
Really.
last night.
Yeah, they did. I got again desperation time, but Gardner Minshew,
I almost put him.
Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Houston
Nice
are his
matchups.
upcoming.
Yep,
They're playing for the playoffs. He's got some real good receivers.
yep.
That's a guy to get.
And if you don't get penalized for interceptions like we don't, he's even better.
And real desperate, Joe Flacco. I know he was put on the practice squad today, but that
That's a formality.
might be just a formality.
I can't get on that train.
254 yards and 2 TDs.
Yeah, he'll come
This
out and throw
weekend.
3 picks next week.
He might, but he might also get 300 yards.
Yeah.
So depending on your scoring.
You'd have to be a desperate mofo.
Anyways, Jacksonville, Chicago, the Jets, Houston, and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So-so defenses mostly.
Right.
Okay, moving along. Got any waiver wire RBs?
Just one. You mentioned him, I think, last week. I hate to recommend him, but, Zeke.
Zeke, I got him.
With Ramondre out, that's basically their entire offense.
Yeah.
Is the running game.
Yeah.
And it's lame.
He's been pretty solid this year when he's played.
Yeah, he has. I thought he's totally washed up. He's maybe 75% washed.
Yeah, but he's he's going to be getting carries. So
Yeah, he is.
You got a number one running back.
Problem is the son of a bitches are scoring 9 points a game.
Sometimes they fall into the end zone and get your points that way.
You have to be desperate.
Okay, I also have Ty J. Spears. I think he's going to be getting more and more burn as the season goes on.
Probably.
And Henry may be shut down, and he has looked real good.
They won't shut Henry down.
They won't?
No, why would they? He's
Rest him.
healthy.
He's 30.
Well, they're not going anywhere.
Right.
Burn him up through the season, and then he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Is he free agent at the end of the year?
Well, teams were inquiring about him before the trade deadline.
Okay.
And he still wants to continue playing. They're rebuilding. This is his last year with Tennessee. I would be willing to bet.
Probably. Yeah, it could be right. We'll see.
But yeah, Spears, he might get a touchdown for you, and he's more important in a PPR league.
Yeah. Rashawn Johnson with the Bears.
Yeah, I mentioned him last. We mentioned him last week.
Him last week. He's still out there in a lot of leagues.
Yep. Bears have an easy schedule.
He might be their feature back the rest of the year. We really don't know.
I don't see why not. They need to see what the rookie can do.
He got most of the carries against Minnesota, but you got Foreman coming back too. So
True.
We shall see. And also, I'll restate guys I mentioned last week. Just as stashes for week 17 or 18 when the starters rest. Elijah Mitchell, Kenneth Gainwell, and Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, and both Gainwell and Dowdle were waiver wire pickups last week. And both of them didn't do jack.
Right, but the idea is to stash them.
Yeah, we're getting
to
at the point of the season though that stashes are becoming irrelevant.
You got to get creative,
With 5 weeks to go, stashes are irrelevant.
Well, it won't be if the Niners got the playoffs, the top seed cinched.
True.
And they rest McCaffrey week 18.
Right.
And Mitchell goes off.
I hear you.
It's not going to be irrelevant then.
That could happen.
Okay.
But I don't know how many people got roster space to hold him for 4 weeks. But
and I know a lot of people don't even play week 18. But
that's true.
Okay, how about some wide receivers?
JSN, he's coming on.
Yeah, he is. And I don't know where that explosion came from against Dallas, but Seattle's offense really looked good.
Yeah, they're up and down. They could get crushed and look terrible this week against the Niners.
Yeah.
But they do have extra rest, and the Niners, their weakness is the secondary. So I say grab JSN and plug his ass in if you're desperate.
If you're desperate.
Same with Zay Jones. now that Kirk's out.
Okay, Elijah Moore. He's Flacco's guy.
Yeah, he is. Okay, I can see that. And then I've got just put him on your watch list. Talked about him last week. He's still on IR. Josh Palmer for the Chargers.
Yeah.
If he comes back, you might be able to use him the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Noah Brown.
Yeah.
He's back. Tank Dell is out. He's
Yeah.
probably the number 2 guy to Nico Collins now.
Yeah, he's going to.
And he had some nice games too.
Yeah, he's going to benefit from.
And it's a high-powered offense. It's just nice to have
big time
players in high-scoring offenses.
They're scoring 20 plus every week.
The guy that surprised me, he was below. Speaking of offenses that are really getting fired up, is Jaden Reed from Green Bay.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
I'm plugging him in.
And we don't know if Watson's going to play with the hamstring.
And Reed's coming on, and they use him in the running game.
Yeah.
He might get an end around for you for a 20-yard touchdown.
And in the same vein, Jamison Williams, mentioned him last week. He's still out there.
Yeah.
He's starting to...
he had that one big play.
Yeah, the one end around for a touchdown.
Yeah, and that dude is quick.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay, how about tight ends?
I just got one, Everett.
Okay. I got Kraft from Green Bay.
Okay.
He's going to be playing.
This might not be a bad pickup. In Green Bay starting to roll.
Yeah. Brevin Jordan with Houston.
Yep.
We don't know if Dalton Schultz is out, but he's had 4 catches at least each of the last 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
And Isaiah Likely. He's the number 1 tight end in a good offense.
Yeah, you mentioned him about 3 weeks ago.
I mentioned him 3 weeks in a row, I think.
Yeah, when Andrews got hurt. He hasn't done much, but...
no, he hasn't.
He might this weekend against San Diego.
Rams and Jacksonville coming up.
The Rams, yeah.
And then they're both, I think, top 10 in tight end scoring against them.
Okay.
Then we got the Niners and Miami and Pittsburgh. So it's a decent schedule for them.
Okay.
How about D's?
Packers.
Yeah, top of my list.
They're coming on. They're not on the field all the time like they were the first third of the season. That defense is going to start getting some turnovers.
The rookie, they've got a sack or a nice big tackle for loss Monday or Sunday night. Van Ness.
Yep.
I mean,
their pass rush is cranking.
They're a young team and they're just getting it cranked up. They're the youngest team in the league, and
Yeah.
And I think the Rams were the second youngest going in.
Yeah.
And these are 2 teams. They let the kids play, and now it's paying off.
Well, that Green Bay organization, you got to give them credit.
Tip your dork hat to them.
Or your voodoo witch doctor hat.
Voodoo witch doctor hat.
But,
give them some voodoo.
There we go. Witch doctor from Johnny Quest, baby. He don't play around.
That witch doctor went right for Dr. Benton Quest. He didn't mess with Haji or Race or Bandit.
Exactly.
He went right for the head of the organization.
Dude knows what he's doing.
The Dr. Quest doll with the pin right in it.
That's it. Oh, which reminds me, in case you weren't able to see it, guys, my voodoo shirt, thinking of you. And this is going out to the bottom feeders. Thinking of you, baby. 5 weeks left. Voodoo's getting ready to kick in. Get ready.
Well, it's about fucking time it kicks in if it's going to work.
But, I wish I would have started it at the start of the season, Dork, because by the middle of the season, it would have been kicking it.
I don't know. The whole league might be decimated by now. We wouldn't have enough players to put on the field.
That's what I'm thinking. Now, where were we going before we got distracted by the voodoo?
We were talking defenses on the waiver wire.
Yeah, okay. Well, I hate to say this one because you have to be pretty goddamn desperate, but New Orleans versus Carolina.
Okay, I get it. That offense is anemic.
Yeah, it is.
Can always, they're always capable of a shutout.
But New Orleans is terrible.
I got the Bears. They've been getting turnovers. The defense is really coming together. Another group of young guys
Yep.
starting to play well.
They are playing better.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a future for Chicago. I don't know if it's with the current staff, but
Well, that will be determined. I've heard rumors about Harbaugh. You sent me the one about Bieniemy.
yep.
Um,
I
so
don't see Harbaugh coming back to the NFL.
we'll see.
Okay, that's all I got.
Should we start calling?
Cull Bay.
Don't feel you anymore. You're dark and blue.
Cull.
Whatever you're looking for. Don't come around here no more.
Okay. Don't come around here no more, you cull.
Who you calling?
Well, it's because of injury, but Trevor Lawrence. If he's on my team, I'm cutting him right now. Cut and bait.
Really? You're not going to wait
No.
and see? Take a wait and see attitude?
I want certainty. I'm picking some clown off the waiver wire, or I'm playing my backup. I'm cutting him.
At this point, with Jordan Love on a lot of waiver wires,
Yeah.
he might be a better option anyway. So if you can get him, do it.
And it's not like Lawrence has been lighting up the league.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, I heard an interesting... let's do a dork alert.
Oh, God, here we go again. Dork alert.
I heard an interesting stat. Jordan Love and Patrick Mahomes' passing numbers are virtually identical.
Okay. Well, we all know Mahomes isn't having a great year.
Yeah, but even for Mahomes, a non-great year is still very
pretty good. Yeah.
No, Jordan Love's the real deal. The Packers were right to stick with him all along, and it's paying off.
Well, they were, and that's I give any team credit for not listening to the clowns on Twitter, which NFL Twitter is practically unreadable.
I don't go there, but you check it out, do you?
It's like a bunch of mini Stephen A. Smiths or
Right.
whatever a clown is at, screams about, one play and he's, we got to bench this dude.
Right.
That patience is a good thing in the NFL, especially with the young team.
And a young quarterback.
Yeah. Okay, I got Sam Howell. I know he puts up some numbers, but he's on a bye this week.
Yeah.
Then Rams, Jets, Niners, and Cowboys to
Not
finish
good.
off the season.
Yeah.
The only thing would be if he got the Cowboys reserves, he's capable of a good game late. But
But
since
then you'd have to play him.
Since most of you are done by the end of by the 18th week,
Yeah. No, I like
let
that.
him go.
Cut him.
And I also have Jameis Winston. Hardly anyone's owned him, but call him anyways. I mentioned his stats.
Okay, here.
He's
do
just
that.
not that good.
You've done the hatchet job on Kamara. You've done it on Dennis Allen. You might as well go ahead and do it
Jameis
on
coming for you.
Jameis. Which means that he'll go
He'll
off
go off, yeah,
and throw
or get injured.
he'll throw for 303.
I wish you good health and success, Jameis, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah. I got Josh Dobbs.
Okay, I couldn't quite do that. I think he's gonna start.
Well, JJ's coming back, but Dobbs was exposed.
Yeah. Well, he's always been an interception machine.
Yeah, he has.
And that's a problem. And it's fine if in fantasy if he's still throwing for touchdowns.
I mean,
and a
the
lot of
Vikings
yardage.
were leaking out that they were exploring other options
Yeah.
at QB.
Yep.
If they're thinking of benching them, you might as well cut them.
Who is it? Nick Mullins. They were talking
Nick Mullins,
about?
yeah, and he was with the Niners. He can be half-ass serviceable.
Yeah.
But if anything, he's not a turnover machine.
Yeah.
He's a game manager.
Yeah.
Which might be the better play right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You got any other QBs, or should we move to RBs?
RBs.
Do you want to say Ramondre first, or should I?
No, I thought that was a no-brainer since he's probably out for the season.
High ankle sprain, shut down for the season. He's expected to miss a few weeks, but
And the team's
I
scoring
don't see
10
why
points.
they bring him back.
10 points a week if they're lucky.
Right now, I would have them as the favorites for the top overall pick.
I hear you.
I mean, Carolina
Might win one or two.
Carolina is going to try to win, and I expect them to win maybe a couple. The Patriots are just
Tanking.
going through the motions, yeah.
It looks like they're tanking.
If I'm Caleb Williams, I don't want any part of that old man who can't run an offense anymore, you know?
I hear you.
And then that cold weather. I'm going
Is
back
he going
to
to
USC.
declare or what?
He it sounds like he's going because he says he's not going to play in the bowl game.
I saw that. That's a tip-off that he's going into
Yeah.
the draft.
But you know, you've had go back to Elway, Eli Manning. You've had players say, "I ain't going to play there,"
That's true.
and they've forced trades.
And
So
we hated them all.
we hated them all until they.
And we still hate them.
Elway and Eli. Yeah, I'm not wild about them. So tired of the Mannings.
Well, and I just hate someone who thinks that, I'm going to dictate
Yeah.
what's going to happen here.
But
Set out another year, asshole.
especially now, though, it's the player empowerment era, you know, and they're
True.
flexing their muscles.
Right.
But we'll see, though. Anyways, the point is, call Ramondre. Thank you for your service on my team this year, and I hope you get well and do great next year.
How do you feel
somewhere else?
about the whole thing? I mean, was he a wasted draft pick for you?
Nah, not totally, but yeah, actually he was. He didn't do well. I don't think it's his fault. I think it's a situation.
No doubt.
I think it's just running backs. There's just a few special ones that really put up the big yards.
True.
And I thought he might be that without Harris there, and no. Bad team, so
Yeah.
I am not the only one who's got burned by picking him.
Okay, I got Singletary Houston now that Pierce is back.
Yeah, Pierce got a lot of time, and he looked pretty good. I saw some of that
So
game.
that's a committee.
Yep.
They look like they prefer to throw in the red zone. So Singletary was good for a couple, 3 weeks out there, but it's time to cut bait
Okay.
because he's cold bait.
You got anyone else?
That Keaton Mitchell, Baltimore. He's
Okay.
the odd man out.
Okay.
Baltimore, I think they're number one in the league, averaging like 160 yards a game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they've got a bunch of runners.
Okay.
And if I didn't have Gus Edwards as a goal line back, I'd be cutting his ass.
Yeah.
It's hard to trust any guy because it's a three-headed monster.
Yeah. And that's, I mentioned Rashawn Johnson. That's what I'm worried the Bears
Same
are going to
thing.
become the rest of the year with Foreman coming back.
I hear you.
The thing I would kind of like about Mitchell and would start him if I was really desperate is he has big playability.
No doubt.
And in our league, that can be very valuable.
He can take it to the house.
But that's like playing the lottery.
It is. But at this time of year, there's people playing the lottery.
Yes, there are.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
Yeah, I play it every week.
Yeah. I'm talking about the football
Oh, the football lottery?
lottery.
Yeah, well, you got to take chances and pick your spots and
Do your dart throws.
do your dart throws.
That's all I got, Dork.
Me too. You got any receivers?
Your boy, Deontay Johnson,
Yeah, we don't know how long.
he will not be in Pittsburgh next year.
No.
I guarantee it.
Well,
The guy's a head case.
What do they do that are wide receivers? I mean, you had
I don't know. Is it in
Antonio
the water?
Brown, Chase Claypool.
And now Johnson.
Juju was fairly normal, but he never developed after
But
a promising rookie year.
But he was an overhyped diva.
Yeah. And now Pickens is acting up, and Deontay Johnson's complaining. I mean,
It's not good. It's because they take chances on talented dudes with character issues,
okay,
and eventually the character issues usually get them.
could be. I don't know. It's just we were talking about this earlier, and it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have any receivers. I thought about the Washington guys.
I got Christian Kirk because he's out for the season.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to find a replacement for that cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple on our waiver wire there, Dork.
I'll find them.
Tight ends, I didn't have any Culls.
I didn't either.
I did have a Cull. Might as well call the KCD.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'd have to look at their schedule. See what they got coming up.
They're not getting turnovers. They're not making plays. They're like a bend don't break.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not working for
It's
fantasy.
been pretty effective, but as far as fantasy goes, not so much.
That's it.
I got defenses. New Orleans, they're just pathetic.
I just made him a streamer.
I'm gonna do. I know. I'm gonna do a hatchet. I've been doing hatchet job on the Saints
Do it on the
all
whole
year.
team.
I hate them.
Yeah, just hatchet job the whole team there, Dork.
And the other one is the Lions.
You hate them. I had some futures on those cats.
I know. We got a bet.
I'm hating them worse than you.
That's the only bet of ours that's looking good for me.
What do we have?
Season-long bet. I have Atlanta. You have them.
Oh, best record.
Best record, yeah.
And Atlanta's what, a game up?
A game up.
Okay, but the other ones I think I'm looking pretty good on, huh, Dork?
Bears. I think I need the Bears to go 4-1 for that one to hit.
No, that ain't happening.
I don't think that's happening. And the other, I think you've already hit on the Eagles. I think the Eagles would have to lose the rest of their games, and they play the Giants twice, so that ain't happening either.
Oh, what was the bet that we had on the Eagles?
10.5 wins. We bet this in like early summer, and I was like,
easy money, baby.
I was like, I bet they fall victim to the Super Bowl loser thing.
Sure.
And I was wrong. I'm never betting against the Eagles again on season-long bets.
I hear you. Yeah, you lost on Hurts the year before to me.
Yep.
Okay.
So I need the Bears to win 4 so I can win the season, and Atlanta to hang on. Okay. Do you want to talk about bets?
Yes, I do. Did you bet much this weekend?
I didn't bet any.
Didn't bet any. Come on, Dork.
If I'm not feeling it, I'm not betting.
If you don't play, you can't win. Which reminds me, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER like right now.
Yeah.
And there's some dudes out there that are professional gamblers that are probably calling fucking 1-800-GAMBLER right now because the pros got crushed again.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of dudes that I watch. I think their podcast is on the Action Network or something, but it's Chad and Simon.
Yeah, I listen to them. I kind of like them.
Yeah, they're okay, except they're losing their ass.
Oh, did they lose again? See, I make my picks. And here's my thing. I make my picks for the week.
Right.
And then I listen to Ross Tucker and Steve Fezzik, who
Yeah.
I think are very good.
I like Steve.
And then I listen to
And
Chad and Simon, who I generally like. Though Simon has this annoying thing where after he has a good week, he tends to crow about his brilliance.
Oh, yeah.
And I think a lot of this shit is random,
Sure.
but he is good, and they give a lot of good information there. They gotta.
Yeah, except that they're not picking well. I'm
They're not
out
picking well
picking
this-
their ass.
They're not picking well this year, yeah.
Yeah, the dude is out picking them.
And here's the thing, that like this past week, they were talking about Vrabel as an underdog.
Again, they trot this out for 10 goddamn years.
He's 4-6 as an underdog this year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he isn't a good coach. A lot of that had to do with he had a good team when he was winning as an underdog.
Yeah, he did.
So that ship has sailed, at least for 2023.
Well, it's funny. Here's a couple things about Simon, since you mentioned him. Is first of all, every week when the podcast starts, you know how they did because Simon always has his head down, and as the camera comes on, he's like shaking his head and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I watched him today. They were saying stupid shit like, "Yeah, man, Carolina's the play," or the Jets are the play. They're underdog bettors. They've been getting killed.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, they've been getting fucking killed. And there's they were in a bar in Boston or something.
Yeah. They I think Sunday they had a show.
I would have been embarrassed to have been in front of anybody in a goddamn bar with the picks I've been making, that those clowns have been making for the first 13 weeks or whatever. They're terrible.
Yeah.
And it's not an exact science. I understand
it's not
that.
a science at all.
Yeah. But I mean, they even get hammered in their comment sections on YouTube while they're streaming, where guys are just hammering them, saying, "Yeah, I've made a fortune betting against Simon and Chad and shit like that." I think it was like week 5 or 6 that they got killed so bad. Chad just kind of went off. I mean, Simon went off.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm getting tired of all these trolls out there and their comments and everything about our picks and how they're losing money on us and stuff like that. I made $1 million and I'm living in Hawaii, okay?
Good for you, Simon.
Yeah, you don't say shit like that, even if that's what you're feeling.
Yeah, and you know what you say? Here's how you handle it. Hey, I'm having a tough year.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm having a tough year, too. I'm about on over-unders and against the spread overall. I did write it down here somewhere.
Yeah, you're the stat man, Dork.
I'm 191 and 181. So I'm slightly over 500.
Probably 52%.
But that's not good enough. We got to be about 60%.
No doubt.
And that's one thing they say. We go with the trends, we go with the odds, and we want to get 3 out of 5.
Right.
And that, I'm with that.
The problem is, and the professional gamblers, normally this works for them and stuff, but their MO is usually this. Let's say there's a 3-point spread on a game. They'll go, if I could get Baltimore at minus 2.5 instead of minus 3, I'd be on them. But if it goes to 3.5, I'm taking the other side.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
And that's if I'm thinking that,
You
I'm
can't
just staying away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing. I've been doing fairly well. I don't know what my percentage is. But here, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit. Is that okay, Doris?
Yeah.
My strategy, it kind of started kicking in about halfway through the season, and that is this. I found myself betting the lines earlier in the week. It's paying off.
Mm-hmm.
And I also told myself, I'm not playing a game for the sake of action. If it's not a game that I feel good betting, it's off the table.
Yeah.
And that's where the pros, that's how they usually handle it. When they get off the rails is when they get off that track.
Yeah.
And they're playing every goddamn game, especially if they're losing, like by the afternoon games on Sunday.
Yeah.
Then they just follow the money and dig themselves a bigger hole. I'm not doing that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you want me to tell you what I've already bet, Dork?
I do.
Like I say, this early week betting has paid off for me. And I want to give a little shout out to one of my favorite guys out there. That's Las Vegas's Gil Alexander on A Numbers Game, which is on Game Channel every morning, 7 a.m. West Coast time. Gil Alexander is frickin' awesome. And I take a lot of it. Usually he only gives you a couple of nuggets, like on a Monday, because him and his buddy Kelly have an opening line show every Monday on the Game Channel and also on YouTube as well. And he'll give you a couple of little nuggets like, okay, I looked at the whole slate this week. Here are 2 games that popped out on me, and here's what I like. I jump on those Monday morning, and they're paying off for me.
Okay.
Gil Alexander, you're the man.
Gil Alexander, you're the man.
Okay, so here's what I bet so far. I did a 2-way parlay, $10. I took the Bears on the money line, and I took the under 40.5 on that game, and I got plus 371.
Okay. I like that. I actually a week ago bet the Bears in that game on the money line.
Mm-hmm.
And right now they're talking rain in Chicago.
Oh, it's gonna be nasty.
But
25-mile-an-hour wind possible.
That would be the under. The under has already dropped 3 points.
Oh,
it started at 43.5.
Yeah, I grabbed it at 40. It might go to 47. I mean 37.
Yeah.
But I like that bet, the Bears and the under. I got the Indianapolis Colts. I got them early, which is going to hurt me a little bit because the line's gone down. I got them at minus 2.5 versus Cincy before last night's game. It's now Indy minus 1.
Okay.
That's because Browning looked so well.
Okay.
But you and I, we've watched football our whole life, right?
Yeah.
We've seen a guy like Browning come off the bench, get a whole week of practice, and put a game like this, come out the next week, stink it up.
You don't know what you're going to get.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
That's on my stay away list.
And Indy's rolling.
Indy's looking good, yeah.
Okay, I jumped early. This is one of my favorite bets of the week. I told you it was a betting alert, Dorkmeister.
You did.
Dallas, I got them at -3 versus Philly. It's -3.5 now. I expect it to be at least -4, 4.5 by game time.
I tend to agree with that. Everything seems to favor Dallas. The only reason you would like Philly in this game is, they still have that mystique of being maybe the best team in the league, and they do have the best record in the league. But
Right.
Dallas.
Mystique don't pay the bills.
No, Dallas. I mean, we saw that last week against the Niners. Dallas is the better team right now, I believe,
Yep.
on a neutral field.
Yep, and
Dallas
they're playing at
has
home.
extra rest. They're
Yep.
playing at home. They've been
Philly got pummeled by the
Philly's
Niners.
beaten them for the last 2 years, and you can bet they're going to be ready for this game. So I like that.
Yep. Okay, my next one, I jumped on it early. Spread stayed the same. It hasn't moved, which surprised me because I thought the wise guys would be on this. I took Baltimore -7 versus the Rams in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore. Baltimore's coming off a bye week.
Yeah, they're going to
So
crush them.
I guess I like that. The Rams have been playing better, though.
Yeah, but
It is up to
outdoors, in
7
the elements.
It's let's see, rain is like I made this list today of where rain is forecast, where games are being
Let's
played.
hear it, Dork.
New York, Chicago, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and thunderstorms in Miami. You might want to look at some unders
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
and look at them early because they're going down.
and they've been depressed anyway because all the unders are hitting.
Yeah.
Okay. Big bet of the week, baby. I'm going with my boys. Niners -10.5 versus the Sea Squawks.
I'm kind of staying away from that one.
Not me. In fact, Baltimore. I bet Baltimore Niners, and then I couldn't believe I got 3 with Dallas, but those teams are covering on a regular basis by a large margin.
Well, that's why I'm staying away. I kind of like Seattle, but I'm just going to stay. I'll probably lean Niners, and leave it alone.
I think that spread, if anything, is going to move up to maybe 12. And then I had a 3-way parlay. I love this one, Dork. $10. I took Baltimore -7. I took the 49ers -10.5, and Dallas -3.5. Parlayed them at +606.
Love it.
And then my last bet, I made it this afternoon. I wasn't going to miss the boat on this in case it goes to 7, which I expect it will. I grabbed the Green Bay Packers -6.5 versus the Giants.
Okay.
And that's it.
Giants are coming off a bye week, and
Don't
they got
care.
a good coach. They're
Terrible.
not a good team, but
Terrible.
I'd worry about it. I'd worry about that one.
No, Green Bay's on a roll. They're going to go in there and roll them.
Okay.
That Green Bay defense, I'll predict right now. In fact, I'm going to have to bet it. I'm sure there's a betting option on this. They're going to get 2 turnovers, minimum.
Probably. Okay, I have the one I like, Cleveland at home +3 against Jacksonville.
So stay away. For me.
Okay. Cleveland has just been the defense has been dominant at home. And if they're going to trot
But
out
they're trending
Beathard as
down.
quarterback,
Their defense is trending down.
on the road, at home they've been stellar.
Okay.
I think they've played 2 straight road games, and
Okay.
that's why they're trending down.
All right.
I like Cleveland to win that game. I'm going to bet them on the money line here.
I'm staying away from that, but if I was going to bet it, I would bet Cleveland.
No.
But Beathard, he's played some games. He's
Yeah.
serviceable.
Yeah.
He came out and looked goddamn good last night.
But they're shutting down good quarterbacks in Cleveland, so
They didn't shut down Stafford last week.
that was in Los Angeles. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're cheating or what, but
Well, home field, there is no home field advantage anymore.
look at I gave you the last week, the home and away numbers, and I think I don't know if I have, oh, here they are, yeah. Home, Cleveland is 5-1, giving up 10 points a game and 83.5 passing yards. On the road, this was before last week, they're 2-3, giving up 29 points a game and 212 passing yards.
Okay.
So,
Dork alert.
Oh God, here we go again. Dork alert.
they're at home against a backup quarterback. I love that bet.
Okay. I could see someone playing that trend, but I didn't know you were a trend guy.
This is a trend. This isn't a trend that's out there. This is a trend that I did by looking at game logs.
Okay, but the trend is they play better at home.
It is, yeah.
I can see that.
They're getting points
I'm
against
staying away from that game.
against a mediocre team with a backup quarterback maybe going. I'm gonna throw down on that.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with that one.
And
But I can
then,
see why you're doing it.
next Monday night, a week from this coming Monday, it's already out there on DraftKings. Seattle at home is getting 4 points against Philadelphia. I think that's a pretty nice bet. You got the Philly at the end of just a tough stretch, having to go all the way to Seattle.
True.
Um,
But that could be a desperation game where Philly just comes in there and creams them.
could be a desperation game for Seattle too, trying to
True.
keep their playoff hopes
But I
alive.
think Philly's a much better team than Seattle right now.
They're better, yeah.
But how many points are they getting?
4.
Okay, I like that. And who knows what could happen with Philly this week?
Yeah.
Hurts could go out the way shit's
Hurts
going.
did sit down for a bit
Yeah,
this
I
weekend.
like that bet. So have you bet it already?
I've not. I saw it at work, and I don't bet on the work computer. So,
Well, I don't blame you there,
so
Dork.
I'm
Wouldn't want to get in
I'm gonna
trouble.
go home and do that. I might do a Bears under parlay. I'm definitely gonna throw down on Cleveland when I get home.
You know, I'm going to do another parlay here, and I'm going to include those Chicago Bears on the money line for $10 with a couple other plays.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, you got anything else, Dorkmeister?
No. Enjoy the week.
Okay, you've been watching. Oh, we didn't tell the folks where they could catch this, Dork.
iHeart, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, and Twitter at Dork and Dude FFL.
That's it. Okay, hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you on Thursday when we'll be doing our dudes and our dorks
And our best bets.
and our best bets and pick every game.
Pick every game.
And dude, here, check the Magic 8 Ball there, Dork, and see if it says that you're going to be wearing the mask again next week or not.
Okay, we gotta hang on. Look at that.
What's it say?
Well, it says no, but if it's upside down, it says on. So I don't know if it means no or the mask
Do
is
it
going to
again.
be on.
Shake it again, Dork.
Shake it again.
Let's see what it says. Okay,
says,
will Dork be wearing the mask
Where
next
the fuck
week?
did you get this thing, dude? It's
Hey, I got
defective.
it from Temu in China at $3.99.
It says count on it.
Okay, baby, the Magic 8 Ball just said it. Dork gonna be wearing that mask again, but tune in Thursday to find out our picks.
Yeah.
And because the Dork, he does his research, he puts it in, he just had some bad luck.
I think mainly this year my head's not in the right place, or it wasn't. There's a lot of distractions out there,
Okay.
and I had more focus this week, and it turned out better. And we're gonna try the same system. And
I've been lucky, of course, being retired. I don't have a lot of distractions, Dork. So I'm locked in.
you are.
Oh
You
yeah,
are.
I'm locked
Oh.
in for the rest of the season, winning money on my DraftKings account, and then when the playoffs come, I'm gonna goddamn crush.
You're gonna clean up.
Crush.
DraftKings may have to go out of business for how much the dude wins.
I don't know about that. They aren't making a profit anyway.
So I saw a trivia question last
Okay,
night.
this is a trivia Dork alert.
Oh God, here we go again. Dork alert.
According to NFL.com, what is he? The only player to win a college national championship, Heisman Trophy, MVP, and Super Bowl MVP. It's from a team you have rooted for in the past,
Yeah.
the long past.
Would that be Jim Plunkett?
It was Marcus Allen,
Marcus
the guy
Allen.
I was handing off to.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yes. Marcus was one of the greatest players in NFL history.
He could do it. Yeah,
I
he
named
could
a
get it
dog
done.
after Marcus Allen. I love that guy so much.
Yeah, I liked watching him play.
Yeah, but you're right. Heisman, Rookie of the Year.
College national championship.
Yep. MVP of the Super
MVP
Bowl.
of the Super Bowl and MVP of the league.
And MVP of the league.
Yeah.
And in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marcus, you're the man.
You're the man, Marcus.
He could probably be considered the best all-around running back in history, in my opinion. The dude could do it all. One of the greatest blockers, He played quarterback for the Raiders one time when their quarterbacks were out.
Yeah.
He played with a broken arm.
He could catch the ball.
With the cast.
Yeah. He was a good player.
Great receiver out of the backfield.
Yep.
He did it all.
Did it all. I'm partial toward Walter Payton, but Marcus Allen is definitely in my top tier of
Well, and if
all-time running
Al
backs.
Davis wouldn't have benched the cat for a couple of years, his numbers would have been even more awesome.
Oh, he had a phase where he
But he had a grudge against him. He just benched him.
yeah.
And wouldn't trade him. And it hurt his career numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't keep him out of the Hall of Fame.
And he still had pretty damn good career numbers.
Oh,
but
yeah. No, Marcus Allen was awesome, man. A good little trivia there, Dorkster. Okay, we're going to say goodbye. There's 5 weeks left, folks.
let's
The
do
Voodoo
our
Posse
weekly voodoo curse.
is pulling out all the goddamn stops in his home league, the Bottom Feeders. I put a curse on the entire league, other than me, of course. Last week, we got 5 weeks left. It's all going to come crashing down for especially the top 3 people right now, which happens to include you, Dorkmeister. Here we go. Give it to me, Johnny Quest. Oh,
Is this a voodoo candle holder you got over here?
voodoo candle holder, and we've got a new little coffin
Oh,
that goes with this voodoo cat. Yeah, we got it all, Dork. We're dialed in now. It's happening now.
a full report on next Tuesday on how the voodoo curse went.
Okay, we're going to close this out. Thanks again.
You won't want to miss it.
You won't want to miss it. Thanks again for watching Fantasy Football, the Dork and Dude. And I'm going to close this out by giving that classic voodoo witch doctor evil laugh myself, baby.
Happy St. Nick's Day to those who celebrate.
We're not there yet. The Christmas show's in 2 weeks, Dork.
Said your package is out for delivery, and I haven't ordered anything.